Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you for coming to my channel. From time to time, when I get comments that I do respond to, because I respond to most of, just about any comment that's sent to me, except for the troll dumbass shit. And of course, I'm not gonna respond to that. I'm gonna block you and remove your comment. But for the most part, anyone that sends me a comment, I respond, if it needs to be responded to. And sometimes I run across comments that I think that will be helpful to the masses. So I do videos like this so everybody can hear this as opposed to just one person hearing it that I responded to. And I guess I'm going to entitle this video perhaps the ear training comment. Because like I've said before, and I stress this, if I don't stress nothing else on my channel, go get lessons. Don't rely on sitting in front of your computer with your guitar that you can't play and expecting to learn just by watching some dude fingers on the internet. You're not going to learn. That's half-assing it. And in life, you don't want to half-ass anything. You want to do it the right way the first time instead of having to go back and redo it because you took this shortcut because you're lazy and cheap, which could be one or the other. I'm just speculating here because there's some people that just don't have the money. But you find a way to do what you need to do to get done. And then there's some people just lazy. They just want to, I'm like, it's going to show in your plan, I stress this thing about, trying to do it by yourself. You don't know what you're doing. It's a waste of time. And I know it's tempting because you got the internet now. You can watch professionals. But guess what? Professionals didn't do what you're trying to do. They didn't sit in front of a monitor watching some dude fingers. Somebody taught them that knew what they were doing, and they paid them. That's been working for centuries. So it's like, why try to fix it when it's not broke? Just do what you need to do and stop being lazy, And I have to bring it to you guys like that because I do this out of love. I like to look at myself as an older brother or a dad figure because when my father was alive and was teaching me when I was younger, I didn't like the delivery at the time, but as I got older, I realized he had to bring it to me like that. And I thank God that he did. Because if not, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I try my best to do whatever I do good. I don't believe in half-assing anything. If I can't do it, I'm smart enough to go get a dude that know how to do it and have him do it and pay him. Just that simple. Should I share this story? Yeah, I'm going to share this story. And I'm not going to mention any names. Sometimes you have friends that think they could do everything. It's like, dude, if you can't fix your car, go get a mechanic. Dude, if you can't do electrical, go get an electrician. Dude, if you can't do carpentry, go get a carpenter. And I had a friend of mine, he out there with this lawn thing, call himself shaping up the grass or the trees. Because in my yard, I pay gas, and it's not cheap. It's like $250 to hit these bushes every year, because they grow. So instead of me going out there, going to Menards and buying something that I don't know what the hell I'm buying and try to do it myself, I pay these guys. And he decided he's going to do it himself. Almost cut his finger off. His wife had to rush him to the hospital and he had to get it stitched up. I'm like, come on, man. You can afford to pay somebody, so just go ahead and do it. But getting back to the story, which ties in with this story as far as if you don't know what you're doing, go get somebody and enlist the help of somebody else or others that know what they're doing and they teach you. So I'm going to read this comment and then I'm going to give you, my take on it or my comment or response to it. It said, because again, this is about the musical ear thing, if you got an ear that you can hear it thing. And let me say this first. I got a pretty good ear and my ear is just getting better. My ear is better than it was 10 years ago. When I go back and revisit some stuff I did 10 years ago, I'm like, I hear this now. Okay, this, But guess what? Guess how my ear developed? Somebody taught me how to play the guitar first. That comes first. Then the ear thing comes second because you start to develop your ear once you know what the fuck you're doing. Okay, my teacher told me to play this chord, play this chord. Okay, I can hear that. I can hear what inversion. I can hear certain chords like the suspended fourth dissolving into the major or the seventh. I can hear that now. And the song, I listen to it without having even have my guitar in the room. I can hear it. And once I pick up my guitar, I know I need to go because I can hear it. So here is the comment. It says, if you're musically inclined, meaning naturally gifted with a good ear, you can teach yourself. And my response to that was, how would you like it if your doctor was self-taught? I know that's an extreme scenario, but you get the point. Stop taking shortcuts. Do it the right way. Okay, You might be more musically inclined than others. That's all more reason for you to get lessons, because you're going to get even better when you go get your lessons. Because if you're already coming out the gate, kind of knowing what to do, got a good feel for it, you all good. Go get lessons and get better instead of, I'm okay, I'm just going to do this by myself. Okay? And here's the reason why, one of many reasons why you don't want to do that. And I know you don't know what you don't know, because this is down the line, but that's the purpose of preparing for what's coming down the line. So when you get there, you've already kind of prepared to deal with this. Once you become a pretty good musician, and I guess become a professional one, you start to work around professional people, professional record companies, professional recording studios, not your cousin's basement studio nonsense. Yeah, if that's all you're going to do all your life, yeah, that's fine. But you want bigger things for yourself, because when you go to these multi-million-dollar recording facilities, which I have been, they've cut million-dollar top-selling records in these facilities. You come in and you better know how to read. What's that? You better know how to read music, because the musicians that are in the room are professionally caliber musicians. They're not, again, the guy from your buddy's basement garage studio thing. They know how to read. And everybody expects you to know how to read. And if you can't, you got to go. They're not going to sit here and wait till you figure this out. Give him a minute. He going to figure it out. That's nonsense. You got to come in and produce a stick sheet music in front of your face. You ready? You got to go. You have to go. So that's why it's important to do it right the first time. You go get music lessons and being taught by a professional or someone that know what they're doing, instead of this I'm a self-teach myself nonsense, because it's nonsense. You don't know what you don't know. I've been there, done that, So I try my best, again, on this channel to kind of head off some things that you're going to deal with. There's no way around there's no way of getting around things that you're going to have to deal with. Not somebody else in your place, but you. So that's where you want to be prepared instead of this winging it thing. I had one guy tell me, well, I'm a professional musician, and I self-taught myself, ain't nothing wrong with that. If he don't get it, he don't get it, leave him alone. If he don't get it, because again, you extremely limited if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to being paid well in a professional recording environment. Again, I stressed it, not your cousin's basement studio nonsense. That's fine if that's all you want to do, but you're limiting yourself. So again, I stress this. Forget this trying to do this stuff by yourself. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you need. Go find someone, enlist the help of someone who can teach you, and pay them. And I stress that pay them too, because, my dad had a saying, being a grown-ass man, never ask another grown-ass man for something you ain't willing to pay for, Pay people for their time and their effort and their services. Don't expect just because you asked them for it, you're going to get it. Because I'm going to share this story. And I share this story whenever I talk about this because it's important. And then I'm going to finish off the last comment. I had a guy that came on my Facebook channel. He was looking for Manic. Manic, you can't reach him. You can't inbox him because they took the inbox away. You can't leave him comments. You can't contact him. And he set it up that way because he's saying in a polite manner, I only do, and he said this, and this is a quote, I only do what's near and dear to my heart. I don't do requests, end of quote, So this guy was trying to contact him to learn a song. So he couldn't reach him. I said, well, you can't reach Manic no more. I can't even reach him because we used to communicate all the time. So he said, well, I got a song I want to learn, and could you teach me? I'm like, sure, not a problem, but I have a tabbing service. I'm going to have to charge you for my services because each song that I do for anybody represents about an hour to 2 hours of my day. I'm not giving that up for nobody because I can't. I can't even give my wife that kind of time, and she can't give it to me. So it's like, so why would you ask for something, that's going to take up somebody's time and ain't willing trying to, compensate them, because, well, getting back to the story. So I said, yeah, I'm going to have to charge you because it's a tapping service. Oh, never mind. I'll figure it out myself. So why didn't you do that in the first place? Why didn't you try to contact this man to beg like a little kid, and then you contact me begging like a little kid? Get the fuck out of here. It's just that simple. These are grown-ass men. I'm not talking about kids. I give the kids the world if I can to help them grow and nurture them and teach them. But when you a grown ass man and you got your hand out, that's different when you don't have it. I've given many of people whatever they need financially because I know they don't have it. And once they get on their feet, they either repay me or they go on and be productive. That's totally different. That's not that's not pertaining to what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking people that just refuse to pay people for their time and their services. They think that they're going to go around in life just begging and getting shit. It's like rude awakening, buddy, because that don't work here. You're a grown-ass man, so I'm going to treat you like a grown-ass man. And grown-ass men don't go around begging like kids. So it was interesting because now he doesn't want to learn the song because he has to pay for what he's asked for. Keep it moving, man. Keep it moving, So I'm going to end that there because there was a little more to that story, but that's enough. So the next request or comment or statement is, and I thank him. He said, the rhythm guitar course is worth $25 because I had a sale yesterday. Absolutely, it's worth $40. It's worth $100. Because you only pay one fee and that's it. You're not paying $60 a month to $6 a week, $240 a month for lessons. And I teach you what you need to learn, what you need to know to play the rhythm guitar. So the last comment is, would like to hear you play more lead stuff or give some lead lessons. I'm not the man for that. One thing I learned a long time ago, the right guy for the right job. Do I do lead? Absolutely. Do I do it well? Absolutely. I used to do some stuff on YouTube when I first started to show people, I can do lead. I did a Prince solo and it was a very difficult one to do. I did it note for note. And how I know it was extremely good because I got a friend that doesn't want to give you credit. He always wants to kind of critique your stuff. And if there's 1% off, he's going to pounce on that 1% instead of the 99% of good that you did. I sent him that video. He never responded. That was my sign of approval, okay? Because I tore that solo up. But that's just not what I like to do. It's just not what I like to do. I love rhythm. I love building chords. I love playing chords. I love playing the meat of the song. I don't want to just play a little chicken picking line in the song. That's one reason why when I watched, these gospel channels, I'm like, I couldn't do this. Because I've had people want to pay me to do gospels. I'm like, I don't do gospel, man. I like playing chords. I don't like just picking a little line here every now and then, just throwing a little spice on the sauce or on the sauce. I'm like, I want to be the sauce, and that's just a personal opinion. There's some people just the opposite. They love playing lead, don't want to play rhythm. But what I found out, I realized a long time ago when somebody kind of pulled me to the side when they see me developing as a good rhythm guitar player, they said, dude, focus on that because you're real good. Leave that lead thing alone because guess what? In about 10 years, those guys won't be eating. And I kid you not, it came to pass. When was the last time you heard a solo in an R&B song, Because back in the 70s, they had two guitar players, a rhythm dude and a lead dude. And the lead dude would have a little lead line or a solo in each of the songs. Now, here it is, 2019. You rarely hear that. The last time I heard a solo in an R&B song was Usher, You Got It Bad, if I'm not mistaken. So those guys are not eating now. I'm still eating. My phone rings every single day for gigs. Trust me, because I play all styles, and that's another thing. Don't be just limited to this. Now, that's fine if you just don't really want to do that, because music is about, first of all, enjoying it, and then working and getting paid. But I've always had a love for everything. I try to play everything. And as a result of that, I get calls every single day, several times a day for various gigs in different styles because they know Morris Man can pull this shit off. It's like, we need a country player. Morris Man can pull that shit off to an extent. I'm not real deep into that great fast picking thing that I admire from country players, but I'm like, I can hold down the chords for you. I can do a little picking for you. Funk, R&B, pop, folk, whatever. Show tunes, can do them all because I love playing all styles of music. It makes you a better player. So I don't do lead. I've made it a point on my channel on many occasions. I posted videos saying I don't do other people's solos. That soloist, it comes from here. And I don't want to do another man's inspiration from here. I got my own, so I do my own. But again, to each his own. There's some people that enjoy playing solos. I'm not one of those people. And for many reasons, and here's one of many reasons. I'm not a showboater. I'm one of them guys on quiet. I'm the guy in the back. And people would never notice or realize or know that I'm the leader of the band because he's the little quiet dude playing guitar and sometimes bass and a little piano. And sometimes a little drums and sometimes a little sax. But there's some people that want to be out there. I'm not one of them people. I admire and respect the vocalist because everybody's focused on him. Nobody's focused on us. And I'm like, I like it that way. I don't want to be everybody focused on me. I just don't want that pressure. But I'll stress this. This is a rhythm channel. I don't do lead stuff. There's songs that have lead in it, but it's not so much that it keeps me busy. I get bored. I'm waiting for my spot. Little picking, stop. Little picking. No, I want to play through the whole song. So I'm going to sign off now. But again, if you're an aspiring musician, go get fucking lessons. Go pay somebody. Don't sit on the internet or download an app on your smartphone thinking you're going to become a musician because you did this. You're going to be gravely disappointed. And it's going to show in your playing. And everybody's going to know when they hear you that it's showing in your playing. So you don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that did it right, know how to read, go into the studio, professional studio. They give you sheet music. You know what you're doing, and you play well and you get paid well. Instead of half-assing it, don't know what you're doing, just following fingers and memorizing finger placements off the internet and go in there and get laughed at, and then get tossed out, get fired, So I bring it to you, the real, because I care about you guys. I want you guys to do it the right way. I don't want you half-assing nothing. Do it right. Do it right the first time and you're done. And still, I got lazy and cheap. Now I got to go back and start over. Yeah, you do have to go back and start over. And not only you starting over, now you coming into coming back out with bad habits that you develop because you don't know what you're doing. That's simple. Till next time, take care and thanks for watching.